Rooftop Kisses, a Ladynoir one-shot fanfiction. Dang it, Shot mutters under his breath. He just knows that if Flag was out and about, he'd be cackling his head. He knows he's a disaster, but good God, can he stop dropping the blanket? Or is it just going to be totally covered in mud and dirt in the next 5 minutes? Ladybug is supposed to be here in T-minus 10 minutes, and everything needs to be perfect. Dang it, dang it. He picks up the blanket again from the ground. Luckily, it didn't land on any wet patches, or else he'd just freaking lose it. Finally, he gets to his destination, a rooftop that oversees almost all of Paris. It's especially beautiful during sunrises and sunsets. Flinging down the blanket and quickly weighing it down so it can't fly away, Shot begins to unpack the basket. He really tried hard today to impress her. Admittedly, he's no chef, especially compared to her, but he tried to follow the recipe perfectly and taste tested it so it would at least be edible. Having it not taste totally burnt was basically as good as it was going to get, so he is content with what he has made today. Shot pulls out a bottle of her favorite lemonade from the store and a couple of plates and flowers from the basket. He tries to decide what arrangement would look best. Perhaps he should put up the lights first, and then maybe he'd have a better idea of what to do. So he does just that, wrapping battery-powered string lights all around the railing, so it'd light up, but not so much so that they couldn't see the stars. Maybe he'd stick the loose flowers into the lights, or find a vase? He stares at the bouquet. Is it good enough for her? Should it be bigger? Brighter? Prettier? Is anything good enough for her? Not to him, at least. Hey, kitty! A voice calls. It's lit with humor and brings an immediate smile to his face. What are you doing? You're staring at those flowers like they're going to grant you 3 wishes, she jokes. He smiles. She laughs. Shot feels his head spin with adoration and turns around with lightning speed to face her. As per usual, she takes his breath away. How can one person be so beautiful? It shouldn't be legal. She shouldn't be legal, ironically enough. Her hair is blowing in the wind, and there is a bright smile on her face. Her right eyebrow is slightly lifted, and her eyes are crinkled with laughter. Her nose is slightly scrunched up, and God, he wants to kiss the tip of it. She's perfect, and she's his by some crazy miracle. Shot feels his heart speed up, because even after 3 years of knowing her and nearly a whole year of dating, she still makes butterflies appear in his stomach. She still makes his face go red, and she still makes his mind blank out like a total idiot. Hi, he says, rushing up to plant a kiss on her forehead. Hi, you're so early. He sounds shocked. He knows he shouldn't be shocked. He also knows that. She's always early or on time. At least she is when she's in the suit. Outside of it, though, not so much. Her penchant for tardiness in civilian life is as strong as the coffee she likes to drink, which is black cold brew and it's unsweetened. I am. I just couldn't wait to see you, and what you had planned, she laughs. Well, m'lady, Shot says, bowing his head a bit, much to her amusement. I have it almost all set up. Swinging out his arms, he presents it like a showcase. It's definitely not an impressive scene. He's done better before, but she's always been happy with anything he does for her. That's one of the many, many reasons that he keeps falling more and more in love with Ladybug. "I hope you like it," he says. Ladybug laughs and reaches out and touches his cheek, brushing across it gently. "I love it already," she tells him honestly. Shot smiles and nuzzles into her hand like a real cat. It's amusing to her, and he knows it. She smirks. He isn't even embarrassed because everything just feels so right with her. Once everything is in place, Shot reaches out for the bouquet of flowers, and she laughs, playfully rolling her eyes. He's given her so many flowers over the years, she could probably start a garden. Ladybug accepts the flowers from his hands, and with a coo and giggle, he feels a giddy high from making her laugh. God, he loves hearing her laugh. "These are beautiful," she says, reaching up on her toes to give him a kiss on the cheek. Her eyes glance around the picnic spread in front of them, and she breaks out into a huge grin. "Aw, you remembered," she says with joy in her voice. "Of course I remembered," Shot says honestly. A few months prior, she had been lamenting to him during the daytime about how she wanted to go on a spring picnic. The Akumas had gotten a lot more frequent, so she didn't get a lot of time to herself. "How can I not make your wish come true?" he says with a smile. "Well, thank you for doing so." Ladybug laughs and sits down. They talk. They talk for a long time. It's been a while since they've gotten to do that, and he's really missed it. With the amount of Akumas to fight and school picking up, he's been spending all of his free time locked away in his room by his father. She's been busy trying to come up with fashion designs that would please his father, and caring for all of the Kwams too. Luckily, school will be ending soon, and he'll get to spend every single minute he can by her side, whether that be in the uniform or in their day-to-day civilian life. He just misses her all of the time, and so much. Shot knows he's a sap. If he didn't, then Plague would have already let him know. But honestly, he doesn't care. He didn't have a choice in falling for Ladybug, and in turn her real identity. It was practically fated to happen. She's brilliant, caring, and witty, and beautiful as ever, and he's a sucker for her. So, she decided that it'd be a good idea to shove it back, where you're specifically not supposed to put it. And I was like, "Shot? Are you even listening to me?" Her voice has a teasing lilt to it, but it still takes a few seconds for Shot to snap out of his reverie. She's staring at him, low bow eyes with amusement. "Hello?" she giggles. "Hi," he responds back, sounding a bit like an idiot. "Hello to you too." Ladybug reaches for his hand and shakes it a bit for no reason at all. "Were you listening, or were you in far-off land again?" she asks him. "I think the second one," he mutters. Oh, he had definitely floated off to "How on earth am I so lucky to have her sitting in front of me being mine?" land again. Again, if Flag was here, he'd groan about how whipped he is. If TV was here, she'd pass on the knowing look. "I was just thinking about how lucky I am to be here with you," Shot says softly. Her smile is gentle, and the hand resting on his cheek is cool to the touch. His eyes close at the sensation, and he leans in. "I think you say that to me every other day," she laughs. She only says it because He only hears it so often because it's true, and he will tell her as such. Well, I'm so lucky to have you too, she tells him with a twinkle in her eyes. You're everything I ever wanted, and more. Who else could make my birthday so special? She giggles. He sighs in adoration. Stop, he says, blushing hard. I'm supposed to be telling you that, he practically whines. Ladybug just laughs. You did, she points out. Shush. She gives him a kiss that makes him feel dizzy. Better? Her smile is fully amused and gorgeous. Sheepishly, Shot nods. Wrapping his arm around her, they fall into idle conversation. It's easy. It's always been easy with her. It's hours and hours, and the sky turns brilliant shades of orange, yellow, and reds. He holds her close into his side, and she rests her head onto his shoulder. Shot sighs in bliss. Happy birthday, he says, turning in to her and kissing her on the forehead. She giggles, and he can feel the vibrations. Thanks, kitty, she tells him, and kisses him on the lips. They are busy. They're only 18. But they are so in love, and they know that what they have is something special. People will say that this is just puppy love. People will say that they're just clinging on to each other because it's easy in their time of hardships. But that's not at all how it is. He loves her and everything that makes her unique, and she loves him. Ladybug and Ladynoir, the two of them together, forever sitting on this rooftop.